to set the record straight, I was named Alexa before it was cool. This time, 3 years ago, I was getting ready to graduate from high school. And I had to make the big decision of what I was going to major in college. I'd always loved politics and following political campaigns, so I settled on political science. I settled on political science, and then I imagined going off to college, working on campaigns, graduating, and ultimately becoming a campaign manager for federal and state campaigns. I never saw myself personally running for office. I always saw myself as a more behind-the-scenes type of person. But this all changed almost a year ago to the day when I decided to toss my hat in the ring and run for city council of my hometown of Prescott. I knew that running for elected office as a 20-year-old female college student would present some challenges, and it did. But from those challenges, I learned that my age doesn't define what I'm capable of achieving. Along the campaign trail, I faced a lot of criticism about my age and experience. And one of those criticisms was, because I'm young and political, doesn't mean that I can garner support on my own merit and hard work. This oddly became a weekly challenge I had to face, especially between the primary and general elections. This was mostly because there was a gentleman in Prescott who had a weekly radio talk show. And on his talk show, he would talk about local elections and politics. He repeatedly shared with his listeners that he believed the only reason I had as much support as I did and got as many votes as I did is because I share a name with the Amazon Echo. That's right, he thought the only reason I was elected to the Prescott City Council is because my name is Alexa, and as you know, that's a popular name right now. But I knew this to be untrue. When I was out and about in the community, people would stop me and tell me that they voted for me, or that they really appreciated seeing a young person running for city council, or that they admired my platform. Also, callers would call into his radio show and defend me by telling them all the reasons that they voted for me, other than my name being Alexa. My interactions with voters was proof that they weren't just voting for me because I share a name with a virtual assistant. Another criticism I faced was that because I'm young and political means that I'm too young to elect, but very ambitious. In fact, in one case, I was ambitious enough to hire on the spot. One of my most interesting interactions with the voter happened when I was gathering signatures on my nomination petitions to get my name on the ballot. When I was gathering signatures, I often targeted younger people or folks with children as they appreciated my candidacy a little bit more than some of the older retirees in Prescott. I was wandering around an event and spotted a younger man in his 30s with a young son. I approached and gave him my typical spiel about who I am and what I'm running for. And afterwards, he told me, "Oh no, you're way too young to be on city council." And I followed up with, "I understand your concern, but let me tell you a little bit more about myself." He cut me off and told me, "But you're very ambitious, and I'd really love to hire you at my accounting firm." I thanked him for the offer, but told him I wasn't looking for a job. But what I really wanted to tell him was, why in the world would I want to work for you when you just attempted to shatter my political dreams? Many people, not just this guy, told me I was too young, or that I didn't know what I was getting myself into, or that I wouldn't be able to handle myself with the other council members. Another criticism I often faced was that because I'm young and political means that I don't have enough experience. This was probably the most common criticism I received, especially when people found out that I was only 20 years old. In fact, it became a central topic at one of the candidate forums. At this particular forum, each candidate was given the opportunity to ask another candidate a question. And I was asked by two of the other candidates about my age and experience. They were concerned that my experience was particularly limited, and perhaps not even enough to be an effective council member. And to this I say, when thinking about who to vote for, it is about much more than just experience. It's about time lived in the community, intentions, platform, moral and ethics, and much more. And I believe I was particularly strong in those other areas as a candidate. And clearly my message and candidacy has resonated with the voters of Prescott in a way that the other campaigns did not, because I was the top vote getter out of all 5 candidates. Thank you. I faced a lot of criticism during my campaign about my age and experience, but I didn't let it define what I was capable of achieving. My age is just a fact of life, and it's not something that I can change, and you can't change yours either. So if there's something you want to go out and do, don't let your age or the stereotypes about your age define what you're capable of achieving. I mean, I'm not even old enough to drink yet, but every other Tuesday, I vote to approve liquor licenses. So my message to you tonight is don't let your age define what you're capable of achieving. Thank you.